doing shoot-arounds on the court? Bro, what the hell is that? Bro, everybody doing shoot-arounds on the court. Why is everybody trying to guard me? Yo, what is this? Yo, what is that? Yo, this game's trash. This game is horrible. Bro, come look at this. It's another game going on. While we're playing, another game is going on while we're playing our game on the same court.
Yo, that's funny as hell, y'all. And yo, that's EJ don't even help the situation either, y'all. He is funny as hell. And a little extra, of course, but we're not gonna stay long on that because we do have a few things we gotta dive into, including one of the best pitch I've heard when it comes to 2K implementing the Respec feature in future 2Ks. So y'all know what it is by now. Without further ado, I need y'all to grab yourself that brew and let's get to the video.
If you don't know, it's Brutalsim on the scene, wicked and mean. With the next video on this YouTube thing, we got 2K news and rumors. Don't forget the tutorials and tips. Turn your MyPLAYER to a bad man and rule the sticks. No matter the mode, record or park, even my career brute will get you a good start. Hit the like button, don't forget the notifications. Comment down below and welcome to the Brute Squad Nation.
So you done know, your boy Brutalsim on the scene, wicked and mean, with a next video for y'all, man. So by now you know we gotta start the video off the right way. So if you're in the comment section and type first, second, third, know the gang of Brute Squad, I gotta put y'all up there just to show y'all some love, man. Much love, much respect. So we gonna start off with a more serious note. Then we got one of the best ideas I've heard in a while when it comes to 2K implementing the Respec feature. If y'all don't know what Respec feature is, I did cover it on yesterday's video. It's basically 2K allowing us to edit our builds if we made a mistake, right? At least giving us a shot. But how would that benefit 2K in their pockets? Someone actually put out a great idea that we're gonna talk about a little bit later in the video. But let's start off with this post from Dimework. He made this post on X, while he following on his Twitter, and we've all experienced this, of course. Now the caption is, do we all agree this should be a steal 100% of the time or no, regardless of the steal rating, regardless of the steal timing windows, which if that even exists in the game, certain windows should definitely be bigger than others. This is what makes gameplay frustrating because you're trying to make a smart play but there's no reward for it. Instead, the bad play such as crossing over into somebody playing on your hip gets rewarded. Hashtag NBA 2K26. Now he did post this clip to go along with it, so I want y'all to check this clip out. Believe it or not, that's one of my biggest pet peeves in 2K. Now, I do have an opinion on this, and it's not what y'all expect. But before we dive into that, let's check out some of the people that respond. This first is the crazy thing is, if he had did a behind the back instead of a cross, you probably would have gotten a steal. Nah, he would have lost the ball, not necessarily got the steal. You would have bumped it out of his hands. But let's continue on. The real issue is that they let escapes get away with anything. People will escape right into you knowing that you know it's coming, and not only do you not get the steal, but you end up getting crabbed. LOL. And Diamond response said, this is fact. Behind the back seems super vulnerable this year. Yes, it is, especially the moving ones. Sometimes it doesn't even make sense as to why you lose the ball. I do agree, 110% agree doing behind the back, unless it's the Kobe White behind the back. That might be the only one that makes sense. His next user also chimed in as well. He said it was when they put the patch in. He's talking about patch 2.0, and then he said, but everyone was crying. Oh, of course your boy gonna censor it as much as possible, and they reverted it back. Now he's talking about patch 2.1, which dropped 3 days after the initial defensive bug. Now Downward then responded, said, yeah, but I don't think the game was ready for that patch. Somebody could just be walking by and knock the ball loose on accident. The hitbox and contact system is not precise enough for that amount of tangibility. So yes, we want to get the ball when we should, but we don't want to lose it when we shouldn't either. Let me know if you agree with that take or not. Put it in the comment section, because I don't understand the technical part of developing. I could just say what I want and what I like. Do they not have the technology to be that precise with the hitboxes? Let me know if y'all think if they do in the comment section, of course. Now let's continue on. Now this next user Ghost also chimed in and said absolutely should be a steal. Offense should not be able to just dribble into people. We all agree with that, of course. And Diamond then responded said exactly, there is no point of even playing defense if there's no penalty for bad offense. The offense is too free right now, and all that does is allow low IQ players to thrive. Once you have to really show some precision and IQ to success on offense, gameplay will feel much more balanced and rewarding. But is the 2K community ready for that? That's where I don't think they are. This next user also chimed in and said, I 100% agree with this. Says stealing takes perfect timing. He probably means should take perfect timing and anticipation, not higher ratings. He probably means should, not necessarily it does. I just want to clear this up. You know, some people be typing and just missing out certain words. The dribble badges and clipping shouldn't bail out reckless and irrational ball handlers. At the same time, the people who say I have 99% steal shouldn't be rewarded for bad reaching either. I do agree it's a delicate balancing act with 2K, and clearly they're not able to pull this off. Now Dimework of course chimed in said for sure, and I think the devs feel this way too. That's why they removed or lowered the frequency of the full clock steal animation and tries to rework the system a bit, but there are clearly still inconsistencies. That's the understatement, my G, I ain't gonna lie. I'm sure it's a tough task to find a balance, and I do agree with that, but we can't live with instances like these. This type of stuff shouldn't happen in his opinion. Gotta be a steal would promote smarter gameplay. The user also chimed in as well, said this is what people asked for. They made it way more bumpy in 2.1 and everybody complained because they couldn't face true bodies anymore. The 2K community always kills the game, then complains about the game being dead every year. I ain't gonna lie, man, you were preaching with that post. The DJ also chimed in as well, said the game is catered to casuals so they don't have to think about who's around them when they're dribbling. People always say it's catered to casual, but the comp and the squads benefit more off of things like this. So I don't necessarily agree with that take. Now that could just be a boy brute. Not necessarily die on that hill, but I'm always open to being wrong. Now we continue to say 2K can up the ball sensitivity, doesn't have to be as sensitive as the past patch, but they choose not to. And I somewhat agree with this as well. They should have found a happy medium, but I don't think it's at a happy medium right now, to be quite honest with you. Now his next user chimed in and said he think there should be bigger penalties for reaching, but more realistic for these bump steals. The amount of time people dribble the ball through him, but also if somebody reaches, there should be penalized harder for random reaching or spamming steals. Again, I think it's a serious balancing act when it comes to them actually tuning this into the game. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, of course, but in my opinion, now I know what y'all expect me to say about this situation right here, but as I sit back, and this, you know, this is one of the times your brute will have to kind of reel back what I said in the past. And people always like no, but you said this in the past. Yo, that's life, bro. Sometimes you're allowed to change your opinion, okay? We are all allowed to be wrong a few times. Because as I sat back and I look at the history of 2Ks, I remember in the past situations where on-ball steals was overpowered, bump steals was overpowered, and I use the term overpowered loosely. Don't get carried away by that overpowered word. And even the interception pass, the lane steals was overpowered. And the 2K community always finds a way to abuse these things. Because yeah, it's gonna be good in certain scenarios, but in others you run up against teams that know how to abuse it, bro. They just play based on steals. They don't play based on positioning, anticipation. All they do is stand up with high steal rating and spam steal, and 2K in those times reward them for it, and it left a less than desirable playing experience. So at the same time, when I want 2K to buff defense, I don't want them to go overboard, because that would probably kill the game faster than offense being too overpowered. Again, y'all know me, I'm a defensive mind. I love to play defense in 2K itself, but all I want is some balance. And do y'all think they have the technology, as I said before, to perfect the hitboxes on these bump steals and, you know, and clipping animations? Let me know in the comment section if y'all agree with your boy or not. Again, I'm just going off of what I experienced in the past. This is a next situation I'm always open to being wrong, but as I sat back and think about it, in my opinion, the problem with 2K games and these situations is the 2K community. And no matter what they do, will find a way to abuse certain situations, just as how people abuse certain escape animations in this game. Some people literally know that they could get away with spamming through your body and they gonna get a crab, and they just abuse it over and over again. And that's just how it goes, yo. That's what we should expect in gaming overall. Again, the biggest problem is the 2K community, and hopefully they could get the technology down to a point where they could have a pretty decent balance between defense and offense in the future. But as of now, it doesn't seem like they got it together, and they choose to lean more towards the offensive end. Again, let me know your thoughts on this situation. I want y'all to put in the comment section. So anyways, let's continue on. I got this post from my guy BL Swagger. Now this might be the best pitch I've heard for adding the Respec feature in future NBA 2K games. The Respec feature, if y'all don't know, is, you remember a few years ago Ryan 2K promised us or told us the Respec feature was coming to a 2K game. It's basically them allowing you to, you know, reapply attributes to builds you already have if you felt like you made a mistake or you want to make certain adjustments. It's just giving you a second chance, or maybe a third chance, who knows, at, you know, retooling your build. So BL Swagger tagged me in this post on X, what we formerly known as Twitter, and the caption is, at Brutalsim, I think I've come up with a real way 2K can implement build editing. Now of course he did post a clip to go along with it, so I want y'all to check this clip out.
I think it's officially time for 2K to give us what we've been asking for years. I've come up with a real good proposal for the consumer side and for the business on how to make this work. So 2K, listen up. I fixed build editing with my Respec token idea.
Grams, here we are, back. That's another one.
Now this is something that people have been asking for years. However, no one's really come up with a real valid way of how to make it work and make it make sense to the consumer and to the business. This is where I come in. If you put a VC price on it, no matter where you range it, it doesn't really make sense. So it has to be a monetary value on this. However, if you just put a monetary value on it, it's gonna seem a little predatory because you can just remake an entire build with just VC. So how can we do this for it to make sense for consumers and still make sense for the business? You put one Respec token in the Premium Pro Pass at level 40. Let me explain. The Premium Pro Pass is already something that is only monetary. You cannot buy it with VC, but this Respec token doesn't really do as far as pay to play or give anyone a real advantage, right? But it still limits it to still make sense for 2K. You can't do it unlimited. It's only one token per season. Also, you limit the range of what you can edit. You could only change your physicals, your attributes, and your badges based on the range. It kind of limits exactly what you can make. You can't remake a drastically new build. You got to have some sort of limitations on this for it to make sense to 2K. But if you put that Respec token in the Pro Pass, it's behind a monetary thing. It would increase the value of the Pro Pass, because right now the Pro Pass has no value. So I think this would allow people that never buy the Pro Pass to maybe buy 2 or 3 when they want to edit a build, maybe even more than that. But it would allow 2K to still have a business case for doing this, and it still helps out the consumers if the meta or a patch changes something. Honestly, I really think I'm onto something here.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, that's low-key genius. I know what y'all saying, 2K should not add it to the season pass. But my argument is, it gotta make dollars for it to make sense for them. So him taking this approach is him looking at what their main focus is. And him just putting this out there, if we support this and push this one out, this could be a possibility in the future. And yes, I do agree it should come for free, but y'all know that's not how 2K operates. Sometimes you gotta play chess while they're playing checkers. I'm just putting this out there. So of course I do agree with y'all, because I could see the comment section. I know y'all already. Nah, 2K should put it for free. They should put stuff behind that paywall. But guess what? If we waiting on that to happen, it will probably never happen. But if we say 2K, guess what? If you put it behind that little paywall, it will actually make that paywall a little bit more attractive. The odds of that happening is a lot better than you think. Again, if you pay for that paywall and it allow you to save damn near $100, or let's say, yeah, a build might cost like $100. So let's say you save $80 on a build. That's a W for your boy Brute personally. Now that could just be your boy Brute. Let me know your thoughts, and let me know if y'all y'all could come up with a better idea to pitch to 2K for them to implement this Respec feature in future NBA 2K games. Y'all could put your opinion in the comment section and put out a better pitch than BL Swagger, and tag your boy at Brutalsim on X, what we formerly known as Twitter as well, and you might make it on a future video. That's all I got for y'all today. Let me know your thoughts. You already know your boy Sim gonna always put y'all up on game and keep y'all up to date on everything in the 2K community. Till next time, how blessed and be safe out there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Notification bell is free and key. Peace.